The snow fell thick that December evening as Emma hurried down Madison Street, her nursing student uniform crisp beneath her winter coat. At 24, she was in her final clinical rotation at City General Hospital, and tonight's shift was crucial. One more absence, and she'd have to repeat the entire semester. Her phone buzzed. Her supervisor's message was brief. "Where are you?" "Shift started 20 minutes ago." Emma's heart sank. The bus had been delayed, and now she was cutting it dangerously close. She quickened her pace, her breath forming small clouds in the frozen air. That's when she saw him. An older gentleman, perhaps in his early 60s, sat slumped against the brick wall of an old building. His gray hair was disheveled, and blood trickled from a gash above his eyebrow. His expensive overcoat was torn at the shoulder. His briefcase lay scattered open beside him, papers fluttering in the winter wind. Emma stopped. She looked at her phone, then at the man, then back at her phone. The hospital was just 4 blocks away. She could make it if she ran. But this man was hurt alone, and the temperature was dropping fast. The decision took less than a heartbeat. She knelt beside him, her nursing bag already open. "Sir, can you hear me? My name is Emma. I'm a nursing student. You're going to be okay." The man's eyes flickered open. They were kind eyes, tired and confused. I slipped on the ice," he mumbled. "Hit my head on the steps." Emma's training took over. She checked his pupils, examined the wound, assessed for signs of concussion. The cut wasn't deep, but head wounds always bled profusely. She pulled out gauze and antiseptic from her bag. "This might sting a little," she said softly, cleaning the wound with gentle precision. Her hands were steady, despite the cold biting at her fingers. The man watched her work with a mixture of surprise and gratitude. "Shouldn't you be? Somewhere? Young woman like you, dressed like that? Rushing somewhere important?" Emma smiled as she applied butterfly bandages. "Right now, the most important place I can be is right here." For the next 20 minutes, she tended to him. She checked for other injuries, made sure he could stand without dizziness, and insisted on calling him a car. A sleek black sedan arrived within minutes, and a concerned driver helped the man inside. "Thank you," the man said, grasping Emma's hand. His grip was firm, sincere. "What's your name again?" "Emma Reeves," she replied. "Please get that checked by a doctor, okay?" He nodded, studying her face as if committing it to memory, then disappeared into the night. Emma arrived at the hospital 45 minutes late. Her supervisor, Mrs. Chen, was waiting with crossed arms and a disappointed expression. "Emma, this is your 3rd tardy this semester. You know what this means?" "I know," Emma said quietly. "There was a man. He was hurt. I've heard enough excuses this year." Mrs. Chen interrupted, her voice weary. "Report to the director's office tomorrow morning at 8. We'll discuss your academic standing." That night, Emma lay awake in her small apartment, wondering if she'd made the right choice. She was 24, working 2 jobs to pay for nursing school, and now it might all be for nothing. But when she closed her eyes, she saw that man's grateful face, and somehow, she knew she'd do it all over again. The next morning, Emma walked into City General Hospital, expecting the worst. She'd prepared a speech, gathered her documents, and steeled herself for disappointment. The director's office was on the top floor. As she stepped off the elevator, she noticed unusual activity. Administrators were rushing about, and there was an energy in the air she couldn't quite place. She knocked on the director's door. "Come in." A voice called. Emma entered, and and froze. Sitting behind the director's desk was the man from the street. Clean, composed, wearing an impeccable suit. His forehead bore a small bandage where she'd treated him. "Miss Reeves," he said, standing. "Please, sit down. I'm Robert Chen, CEO of Chen Medical Group. We own 17 hospitals, including this one." Emma's legs felt weak as she sank into the chair. "Last night," he continued, "I was rushing to a board meeting after a particularly difficult day. My wife passed away 2 years ago, and yesterday was her birthday. I wasn't paying attention, slipped on those icy steps, and hit my head. I was disoriented, alone, and honestly, a bit scared." He paused, his eyes reflecting something deeper than gratitude. Then you appeared. You were clearly in a hurry, clearly worried about being somewhere important. But you stopped. In this city of 8 million people rushing past each other every day, you stopped. You cared for me with skill and compassion, not because you knew who I was, but because it was the right thing to do. Emma felt tears prickling her eyes, but remained silent. I called the hospital last night to find out who you were, he said. Imagine my surprise when I learned you'd missed your clinical shift to help me. That you might face academic consequences because you chose kindness over convenience. He opened a folder on his desk. Emma Reeves. Top marks in all your classes. Works at a diner on weekends and tutors high school students 3 evenings a week to pay for school. Volunteers at the homeless shelter every Thursday. Your instructors describe you as dedicated, empathetic, and exactly the kind of nurse this profession needs. He closed the folder and looked directly at her. Not only are you not being penalized for last night, but I'm offering you a full scholarship for the remainder of your program. When you graduate, there will be a position waiting for you at any Chen medical facility you choose. And Emma, I want you to know something. My late wife was a nurse. She always said that nursing isn't just about medical knowledge. It's about seeing people, really seeing them, in their most vulnerable moments. You embody everything she believed nursing should be. Emma couldn't hold back the tears anymore. I don't know what to say. Say you'll keep being exactly who you are, Robert replied, his own voice thick with emotion. The world needs more people who stop when others are rushing by. That spring, Emma graduated with honors. She accepted a position in the cardiac care unit at City General. But more importantly, she learned that sometimes the detours in life, the moments when we choose compassion over convenience, lead us exactly where we're meant to be. Robert Chen attended her graduation. Sitting in the audience and applauding louder than anyone when her name was called, and on her first day as a registered nurse, she found a card on her desk with a single line. Thank you for seeing me that snowy night. Keep seeing people. She kept that card in her locker throughout her career. A reminder that kindness is never wasted, that stopping for a stranger might change to lives, and that the most important shift we can take is the one where we choose humanity over hurry. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories of everyday kindness and human connection. Leave a comment below, sharing a time when someone's compassion made a difference in your life. Your stories inspire others to choose kindness too.